It's funny how something as small as gas can feel embarrassing, even when it happens to everyone. But what if I told you that those little toots might actually be worth paying attention to? Especially as we get older, our bodies have ways of speaking to us, and gas is sometimes one of them. It's not just about what you ate, it can point to things your gut is struggling with, and in some cases even signal health issues that need attention. For many women over 50, these signs are too often brushed aside or chalked up to just aging. But you deserve to feel good in your body, and to know when something's off. So let's talk about it honestly and without shame. If anything in this video speaks to you, drop a 1 in the comments. It lets me know I'm not the only one who's been through it. And before we begin, I'd love to know from which city you're watching from. Drop in the comments and hit the subscribe button for more valuable tips and insights. Now let's get started. 1. The sulfur stinker. Alright, let's talk about that one fart. You know the one. The moment it happens, your nose wrinkles, your eyes water, and if someone else is in the room, well, you pretend like it wasn't you. It smells just like rotten eggs, and it doesn't exactly go away quietly. That awful smell comes from something called hydrogen sulfide, a gas your body makes when it breaks down foods that contain sulfur. And let me tell you, some of the healthiest foods are full of sulfur. Think broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, eggs, red meat, garlic, all great for your body in moderation, but when they hit your gut, they can cook up a real storm down there. Now here's the thing, one stinky toot after dinner isn't the end of the world. It's actually normal. But if you're having that kind of smell often, and especially if it comes with other things like bloating, belly pain, diarrhea, or even weight loss, it could mean something else is going on in your gut. For example, let's talk about lactose intolerance. Many people become sensitive to dairy as they age, even if milk and cheese never bothered them before. So if your favorite ice cream or your morning coffee with cream starts sending your belly into overdrive, that might be your clue. Another possibility? Celiac disease, which is when your body can't tolerate gluten, that's found in bread, pasta, and a lot of processed foods. It's not just a trendy thing. For some folks, especially women over 50, it sneaks in quietly. They don't always get stomach problems, sometimes they just feel tired, have joint pain, or keep losing weight without meaning to. There's also something called SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. That's when bacteria that are supposed to stay in the large intestine start multiplying in the small one. Sounds odd, but it's surprisingly common. It leads to gas, bloating, and yes, farts that can clear a room. And while I don't want to alarm anyone, we need to say it. If these smells come with blood in your stool, unexplained weight loss, or a persistent change in your digestion, don't ignore it. Could be a red flag for something more serious like inflammatory bowel disease or even colorectal cancer. The good news? If you catch these things early, there are great treatments available. So what can you actually do? Start by keeping a food and symptom journal. I know it sounds like a chore, but it can be incredibly helpful. Write down what you eat, how you feel after, and any symptoms you notice, even if they seem small. Next, try a short elimination diet. That means cutting out common problem foods like dairy or gluten for a couple of weeks, then slowly adding them back one by one. If you suddenly stop smelling like a sulfur mine, you'll know what your body was reacting to. And finally, please don't tough it out alone. If something feels off, talk to your doctor. You are not being dramatic. You're being smart. Gas is natural, but chronic changes deserve attention. You've lived long enough to know your body better than anyone. So if it's sending you a signal, don't just spray some air freshener and move on. Pay attention. You might be laughing now, and that's good. But even through the giggles, this is your gut trying to speak up. Let's listen with curiosity, not shame. 2. The explosive machine gun. Now, let's talk about the other kind of gas, the one that feels like a machine gun going off in your belly. You know the type. Loud, rapid, and totally uncontrollable. Sometimes it happens right after you eat, and you're left hoping no one's within earshot. It's embarrassing, frustrating, and honestly, sometimes it's just plain scary. This kind of gas usually means your gut is having a bit of a fermentation party, and not the good kind with wine and cheese. Instead, it's where your food sits in your intestines longer than it should and gets broken down by bacteria, releasing lots of gas quickly. One common cause is lactose intolerance. Remember when I said some people's guts stop handling dairy well as they get older? Well, that lactose can sit in your intestines and cause this noisy explosion of gas. Another suspect is gluten intolerance, especially if your gut's sensitive to wheat, rye, or barley. And if you've noticed bloating, sudden urges to run to the bathroom, or discomfort after meals, these intolerances might be the culprits. There's also that pesky SIBO again, where bacteria get out of place and cause extra gas, bloating, and that machine gun feeling. It's surprisingly common in older adults and can be linked to other conditions like diabetes or previous gut infections. When you're dealing with this, it's easy to feel trapped, like you're always trying to guess which food will set off the explosion next. That's why it's important to track your meals and symptoms carefully. Notice which foods tend to bring on the loudest, fastest gas. It could be something obvious like beans or onions, or something sneaky like certain fruits or artificial sweeteners. If you're really struggling, your doctor might suggest breath tests. These help check for lactose intolerance or SIBO by measuring the gases you exhale after eating specific sugars. It's a simple, non-invasive test that can give you real answers. And yes, seeing a gastroenterologist can feel intimidating, but they're specialists who know how to help you manage these symptoms, often with diet changes, medications, or other treatments. Remember, you're not alone in this. It's common, especially as we age. And it's okay to talk about it. This isn't just about avoiding embarrassment. It's about taking care of your health and comfort. So next time your belly sounds like a rapid-fire weapon, don't panic. Start paying attention to what you ate, how you felt afterward, and reach out for help if it keeps happening. Your gut is sending you a message, and you deserve to feel good again. 3. Silent but crampy. Now let's talk about a sneaky one. Gas that doesn't make a sound or smell, but brings sudden cramps and that urgent feeling like you've got to run to the bathroom fast. It's like your gut is sending secret signals you can't ignore, even if no one hears anything. This kind of gas is tricky because it doesn't announce itself with noise or smell, but it can cause real discomfort and worry. Many older adults experience this, and often it's connected to something called irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. IBS is pretty common, and it means your gut reacts strongly to different foods or stress, causing cramps, diarrhea, or constipation. Stress can make things worse too. When life gets overwhelming, which it often does, it can mess with your gut-brain connection. Your brain and gut talk to each other, and sometimes stress makes the gut overreact, causing cramps and that sudden urgency. Food also plays a big role here. Some foods called high FODMAP, things like certain fruits, vegetables, dairy, or wheat, are harder for many people to digest and can cause this crampy, urgent feeling. So what do? First, try keeping a gut journal. Write down what you eat and how you feel afterward. This helps you spot patterns and figure out which foods might be triggering those cramps. Many people find relief by trying a low FODMAP diet, which means cutting back on those tricky foods to give your gut a break. Also, managing stress is key. Techniques like deep breathing, gentle yoga, or even therapy can help calm that gut-brain connection. Remember, these cramps and urges aren't something you just have to live with quietly. There are ways to manage them and get your comfort back. If these symptoms sound familiar, don't hesitate to talk with your doctor. They can guide you through diet changes or treatments that fit your lifestyle. Your gut is trying to tell you something. Listen gently and take good care of yourself. 4. The leak you didn't feel. Sometimes, gas slips out without you even realizing it. You might not feel a thing, but there it is, a little leak that catches you off guard and can be really embarrassing. This is more common than you think, especially as we get older. This kind of silent gas release often happens because the muscles and nerves around the pelvic area aren't working as well as they used to. It could be due to pelvic floor dysfunction, which means the muscles that help control your bowels have weakened or don't coordinate properly. Conditions like diabetes, multiple sclerosis, or even injuries can cause nerve damage that makes it harder to feel when gas is coming. Sometimes the anal sphincter, the muscle that keeps everything tight, gets weak or stretched out, especially after childbirth or surgeries. This can let gas escape unexpectedly. The good news is there are things you can do to regain control. Pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, strengthen those muscles and can make a big difference. Physical therapy that focuses on the pelvic area can also help retrain your body to recognize when gas is coming and hold it in. Diet changes can reduce the amount of gas your body produces, which helps lessen the chances of leaks. In some cases, doctors might suggest medications or even devices to help. It's important to remember that this isn't something to be ashamed of. It's a medical issue, and help is available. If you're feeling anxious or embarrassed, talking to a healthcare provider can get you the support you need, not just physically, but emotionally too. You're not alone in this, and taking steps to manage it can improve your confidence and comfort every day. While most gas and digestion issues are normal and manageable, there are times when your body might be signaling something more serious. It's really important not to ignore these signs, especially as we get older. If you notice blood in your stool, that's a red flag and needs immediate attention. Same goes for unexplained weight loss. If you're losing pounds without trying, your doctor should know about it. Pain that comes with gas or persistent changes in your bathroom habits, like diarrhea or constipation lasting more than a few weeks, are also warning signs. These symptoms shouldn't be brushed off or blamed on just getting old. Doctors usually recommend some tests to find out what's going on. A stool analysis can check for infections or inflammation. Breath tests help detect things like lactose intolerance or bacterial overgrowth. And if you're over 45, a colonoscopy might be suggested to rule out conditions like colorectal cancer. Remember, early detection saves lives. It's always better to get checked out and have peace of mind than to wait and worry. Taking your symptoms seriously doesn't mean you're weak. It means you care about your health and your future. You've heard a lot today, but here's what really matters. There are things you can do to feel better and take control. Start by keeping a simple diary of what you eat and how you feel afterward. This helps spot any food triggers that might be causing your symptoms. Trying out small changes like cutting back on certain foods or adding probiotics can make a big difference. And if things don't improve, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help. It's a smart step towards better health. Your body isn't being embarrassing. It's trying to tell you something important. Listening carefully means you're giving yourself the respect and care you deserve. I'd love to know which type of gas or symptom sounds most like what you experience. The sulfur stink, the noisy bursts, the silent cramps, or the sneaky leaks. Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you've stuck with me till the end, just type 2, so I know you're here. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more honest talks, and share this with a friend who might need it. Your health matters, and I'm right here with you.